Hello everyone, nubkeks here. Welcome back to Nub Raid. We've got actually a bunch of news for stuff that's kicking off tomorrow on Sunday, and then through Monday, and actually a bit of the upcoming week as well. So yeah, I'm a couple of hours late getting this news out. I was out this afternoon, so yeah, sorry. Doing non-raid stuff on a Saturday. I'm sorry. But I'm back now, and we know, so yeah, forgive me. The 1st of February is tomorrow, Sunday, 3x speed from Dragon. Always a solid time to farm if you've got some spare energy. This obviously will be overlapping some other events as well. Let's see, is it showing up in here? Probably, I guess it's a tournament. Yeah, okay, so a dragon tournament. Using champions from the Sacred Order faction. Okay, so it's a faction-based tournament, and this will have a free Prism crystal in it as well, or like one free pull on the Prism event. We'll cover that in a second too. So that's on Wednesday. So that's Sunday. Wednesday, the 4th of February, 3x Reflex from Ice Golem, and then Friday, the 6th of February, 3x Savage from Fire Knight. So these, I would say, these are the three best sets, right? The best set from Dragon is Speed, best set from Ice Golem is Reflex, best set from Fire Knight is Savage. They're all extremely solid. 3x events are solid. That's sort of the best drop event that they run. So they're all good. If we look at the event calendar, can we see? No, so they're not showing us yet, but if the Dragon one is a faction-based tournament, and it is part of the Odyssey Titan event as well. One thing I love, by the way, I'm loving that they're showing us how many points you're going to get now in these events ahead of time. So like I can see Classic Arena, oh, there's 20 ego points in there. That's so good. So you know what, Plarium, shout out on that. We'll call it out when you actually do good stuff. So that's cool. I'm guessing these are going to be faction restricted tournaments as well for those particular pieces of content. They can be quite tricky. Dragon's Lair with a restricted team isn't too bad. It'd be a bit slower, but Dragon is pretty general and pretty easy. These ones could be quite a bit harder, like if you're trying to farm them at a top level so that you're getting the best gear possible. You could obviously just farm stage 20 normal, just for some efficient points for the tournaments, and you might get a few 6-star legendary pieces, could be okay. But yeah, so it depends where you are. We'll see them when they go live anyway, but they're decent. So cool. Now, bigger news. Actually, before we come to the Soul Stones, let's look at the summon pool. So thing number 2, a Blessed Summon Pool event. And yeah, as we saw right there, the Dragon tournament. Actually, funny enough, it doesn't, that's weird. It doesn't show it. Plarium. All right, you've done something good and then you've done something bad. So I can see in game that the Dragon tournament is going to be giving me a free pull from this, but it doesn't show it on the event calendar. And that's a pretty, you would even say it is the main reward for this tournament. Anyway, so it's probably just from Dragon. You might get enough crystals for another pull somewhere else, or I don't know what they're called. Why are they even called Prism bits? Who knows? But runs from Sunday, start of Sunday, until the start of Thursday. Simple enough. Champions from Sacred Order faction. So a Sacred Order focused summon pool with Basim, who is obviously, I think, pretty solid, and Falmond Mornsword, who's the faction unity for Sacred Order, both being headline champions. There could be others in there, but it's probably just the two of them, which is cool. Sacred Order, yeah, it's pretty interesting, to be honest. I think Basim is quite solid. He's not a must-have, but I think he's solid, right? He brings his own Perfect Veil, so he provides the Perfect Veil benefits to himself, which is he starts ignoring more defense. Excuse me, on this move over here. He ignores 25% resistance, placing any debuff. He has a higher chance to debuff spread and to place weaken if he's under Perfect Veil. He provides it for himself pretty much the whole time, so that is nice. He's a very self-sufficient assassin, whereas let's say Cassandra loves Perfect Veil but can't give it to herself. Ezio loves Perfect Veil, only has it for 2 turns at the start of the fight. This guy is very self-sufficient. So you got a big single target nuke with an extra turn. His A1 is a good single target nuke, can place weaken, can also debuff spread 1 random debuff. Cool. His A2 is an AoE, ignores defense up to 30% if he has Perfect Veil, so it hits hard, and then it places block active skills. 100% chance to place block active skills. You could obviously weak hit. He will need accuracy, though he can bypass 25% resistance with his passive. And it can also bypass block debuffs, which is very useful. So he's a great kit, right? Good single target damage, weaken, bit of debuff spread. AoE block active skills is quite uncommon. I think Basim, he's not like best champ ever, but he's actually just he's just good, right? He's sort of the definition of, oh wow, this champ's actually really good. That's sort of him, Basim. He's good. He also has this, it's a fun little passive here as well. We can steal a buff from an attacker, though he's pretty squishy, so it's not crazy useful. Decent against support champs. A damage dealer's probably just going to kill him if he's getting hit. He also will transfer a debuff from him to the attacker. Kind of useful for bosses and stuff like that as well. So I think he's good. For me, I wouldn't personally be chasing him in this event. Like, I'm sort of waiting for guaranteed events for the assassins, pretty much. I think they're very likely to happen. It's just one of the things that is, let's be honest, it's a pretty big downside of Raid's monetary model and what they do, which is they're probably going to give us guaranteed events at the end of these events, because if they don't give us guaranteed events at the end of these limited time events where you can never get the champions again, most people will never get the champions. So what's the point in even doing it? And they would just drive a lot of players away if they start doing that, running loads of exclusive champs that you can't get, that you would want. You'd be like, okay, just annoying. But then they also want to sell loads of shards, so they run loads of shard events first, and then at the end they drop the guaranteed things. So they sort of lure you in to chase them. So yeah. Now, I think Falmond is actually quite juicy. I used to think he was a pretty bad faction unity champion. The difference for me with Falmond is he overlaps a little bit in his role with Glacé. We'll talk about that in a second. I wouldn't be surprised if she shows up in the faction stuff. But in this faction, you've got lots of really strong champions. Siegfried is obviously bonkers, but particularly Lady Noelle and Sir Nicholas, who are both available guaranteed, albeit a year ago. From Sir Nick was from a Titan event. Lady Noelle was in the Christmas Fusion. You could get this duo after they buffed Sir Nick. Very powerful duo, very strong. And you've got other decent champs, like Cardiel is still decent. He's still good. Ezio is incredibly strong. Maud is good. Glacé is buffed. She's really good now. You've got like a lot of really good teams that you could build with the faction unity. I mean, hell, you could go like Cardiel with frickin' Hansel and Gretel and a Falmond, and it probably is pretty all right. Like there's some funny stuff you can do. What's interesting about Falmond, he does, at 3 faction allies, make his whole team immune to cooldown increasing effects. Now, that is very, very powerful. So you could, for example, Lady Noelle, imagine a really fast Lady Noelle in 9 pieces Mercurial set. So she's got the 3 stacks of Total Guard, and she's just taking loads of turns. I'm pumping out AoE freezes and AoE revives every 3 turns. Kind of a nightmare to deal with. Or pumping out unkillable buffs from Sir Nicholas. Really annoying to deal with, but you could lock her out. You could put her skills on cooldown. Good way to counter her. Well, if she's with Falmond, you can't. That's really strong. And yeah, so he's kind of cool. He has a really hard-hitting single-target nuke here, kind of like a Siegfried. The key here is that he does splash damage with 3 faction allies if he kills the first target, which is very powerful, but he needs to get the kill. Got a decent AoE. His A1 is okay. More interesting is that he actually doesn't do his A1. He does the A3 against people from the Corrupted Alliance, which is quite a bit of fun thematically. So yeah, it's quite cool and makes him very strong against Corrupted. And there's lots of very strong Corrupted. So I think he's pretty interesting. He's niche in where you use him. But I think the reality is they've added quite a lot of very strong Sacred Order champions. And Polara, should she ever get buffed, is the champion everyone will eventually get, although it's extremely hard. I don't even have her. It's extremely difficult to get her. Some of it is laziness, but also it's extremely hard. Yeah, it's a strong faction. So I think he's actually improved, funny enough, since I first... Okay, I definitely felt like he was sort of a, B+, A-, like kind of a nice champ to have, but not that crazy. I actually think he's very solid right now. I think, you kind of want the Siegfried though, but you could run like Siegfried, Falmond, Noelle, and Sir Nick is a really quite cool combination. That's quite cool, but very difficult to deal with. We'll see what other Sacred Order champs there are to pull. Who are the best ones? Obviously, you can't pull Maud. And He-Man is no longer available in the game. They're both very good. Glacé is really strong now as an anti increased skill cooldown champion. Very strong to combo with any Mercurial builds, right? Because increasing skill cooldowns is one of the only ways to counter Mercurial. Another one would be ally attack. Cardial might see a bit of a comeback with ally attack. I don't know. Maybe. There might be better ally attack champions these days, of course, for arena, like that dwarf guy. He's really strong. Actually, a couple of ally attack dwarves. No, I don't know. Do you think if dwarves have two really good the faction Unity, and I can't remember his name, the guy like the candles. Yeah. I'd say they're the two of the bigger ones. Obviously, Noel and Sir Nick themselves extremely strong. So you got some good champs in there. So there you go. That's that. That's the Prism thing for me. I'm going to get the free pull, obviously. It's unlikely this free pull will, by the way, help you with the summon event coming up at the end of the week. It's always better to wait until the very end of the week to pull it. But Thursday, I expect it's going to be a summon rush or maybe a hero's path this weekend. Something like that. We've had 2 champion chases in a row, so I don't think that these prisms are going to help you with any champion chase event. But yeah, I'm going to get the free one, leave it to the end, see what pops out at the end of the week. That's my plan. If you're spending money, I mean, it's fine. You know, whatever, an event champion plus a faction Unity, there you go. It's the sort of thing that people might spend money on if you're into it. So it's up to you, really. Right, then we come to the other big news, which is on Monday, which is in 2 days. There's going to be an Awakening Boost event, 2x for 5 and 6-star souls from Mortal and 6-star Perfect souls from Immortal Soulstones. This is not the best they've done. They have done 2x 4 to 6-star souls from Mortals, a few times actually, and they've done 2x 5 and 6-star from Immortals. It's not too bad, but it's not the best event ever. But it will be overlapping with something, and let's bring that up in a separate thing. But yeah, what you have to know about this before I close this down, because I'm going to snip a new thing. Maybe I can override. I don't know. Maybe I can have 2 snips open. I don't know. But yeah, it's going to be up for 96 hours as well, so a good few days. What's that? 4 days. So yeah, it's an okay time. It's a good time to pull your soul stones. Not the best time, but it's a good time. Okay, there we go. No, I just checked. I can only have the 1 snip. I guess I could save it or whatever, but what am I doing? Here we go. So this is the second part of the news, which ties into it, and here it is. So on Monday, 2nd of February, overlapping with that Soulstone event, and here we go, summoning souls from Soulstones. It's going to be the main way to get points for it. A Valor Deck of Fate. You have a chance to get Relic Crafting Materials, Celestial Crystals, and Eagle Points. What are Celestial Crystals? They are relic crafting, I think, right? Sorry, I pressed the wrong button. It's I think these things are celestial crystals. How do I know what name they are? I think there's some let me know. I'm pretty sure that's what celestial crystals are, I guess. Yeah, so yeah, 300 rare. There you go. So celestial crystals to craft relics. All right, so the relic crafting materials are, I guess there's going to be some starstone or stuff in there as well. I don't know. 300 rare ones, 200 epic ones, 150 legendary ones. Okay, and then fate chests, and you will be able to pin card rarity. Fate chests will contain epic, legendary, and mythical. So the only way to get the mythical crafting materials for the relics is to get lucky with your fate chest. Now, if you flip over the entire deck, because you can pin the cards, it does mean you will certainly get some of these fate chests. You'd have to be quite lucky, though, to get the mythicals. There's probably going to be about 6 or 7 different things in there, so you're far from guaranteed from getting the mythicals. You might. Well, we'll see when it actually goes live, though. I'll do a whole video on Monday looking at it, the stuff when it goes live. And of course, bear in mind, they hide all the drop rate info these days. They don't share that anymore. I don't think there's any guarantee either. Let's say there are 7 possible things in the fate chest. I don't think it's a 1 in 7 to get each one. I think it tends to be weighted towards the worst ones in these chests. Like, it's not an even distribution. A bit misleading. But yeah, they started hiding all that sort of stuff, which is a bit shit, to be honest. But yeah, it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it. I don't know. Hey, maybe you're president of, I don't know. So, God, let's not talk about that. Let's move on quickly. Anyway, yeah, you've got some of these things. I think these are not particularly helpful, to be honest. Now, there are going to be ego points. You got 20, 40, and 40. So you're going to have 120 Titan points. So what you could do, certainly, is just by doing, because you don't need to summon souls, you could do some dungeon divering, right? There's going to be 5 cards that are going to have ego points. There's 40 cards, so you have a 1 in 8 shot. So it's certainly possible you could flip cards just from doing dungeon divers, grinding some energy, maybe pull a few soul stones, but don't go too crazy, and try to get one of these to get at least 20 points. And that would leave you in a reasonable spot for the Titan event, where you've now skipped 100 Titan points. This is if you're doing the whole thing, right? If you're doing the whole thing, there are 1,750 total, so you can skip 250 total. But the way they've been breaking it down, skipping 120 from this deck might be quite awkward. It might mean that you need to do the entire summon, because, if you've skipped 120, let's say in the summon event this weekend, let's say the final chunk of Titan event points is 150. If you skip 150 after skipping 120 from the deck of fate, you skip 270, you can no longer get the final reward. So you'd have to do the entire, Titan event worth of the summoning this upcoming weekend. So it depends where you're at with Titan event points. Now, if you don't care about this Titan event, if you're skipping it, skip away. But if you do need Titan points, note there's 120 in there. My understanding, does that mean there's more than that? Hang on. Am I wrong about that? Is it showing up here yet? Because one concern, it could be 20 times 2, which would be, in theory, that could be, I don't know if this is true. Put it in orange. So there could be 20, so it could be 40 points, and then 80, and then 40. I think it's fairly unlikely, but I mean, there could be 160 in there. I'm kind of confused. Basically, an extra 20, there'd be an extra 60 points. So 180 potentially. Wait, I've done something stupid there. An extra 20, an extra 60. Yeah. So what have I done? Hang on, let me pause. Never do maths live. Oh my god, let me fix this. Yeah, I'm just an idiot. Also, this is not the test server. I'm just a freaking idiot. Obviously, 40 plus 40 is 80 plus 20. There's 100 points. There might be 160. There might be... I made a real mess. It might be 160 points. Maybe. But it's either 100 or 160. So, okay. What I was saying about the 120 could still apply, but yeah, so it really depends. It really depends. If it's just 100, not so bad. You can skip it pretty easily. If it's 160, you'd only have 90 more to skip if you're doing everything. That's unfortunately the main draw. I think this stuff's kind of rubbish. Like, what are you going to get? Like, 150 legendary materials is not really that good. A legendary material, you've got a 39.5% chance it's a legendary relic if you do the full legendary craft. I don't have enough to do it here. It's only okay. Like, over half the time you're getting an epic, and yeah, you're getting 1.5 goes at it, but it's only okay. And like, the epic one is almost certainly going to be epic. Actually, no, it's almost certainly going to be rare. You have a very solid chance of epic, tiny chances for higher, but yeah. And the rare ones are just filler. I don't know about these, like the Wings of Winter. The rares are good budget ones. They're fine. The epics or whatever. Like, I think this Thunderbolt Spear is pretty cool. It's pretty fun. A lot more damage to enemies under shield. It's good. It's good. I think the rest are kind of I think the mythicals are nice, particularly this Diabolical Dice is extremely good. You do need accuracy, but it's very, very strong. Where you're going to do more damage to enemies when their skills are on cooldown, and you can put a skill on cooldown. Pretty sick. Really good for any damage dealer who is building accuracy, because this does need accuracy to work. So very, very solid for like a Carnage, or I don't know. Who else is building accuracy? Some champs probably are, but yeah, it's good. This Tower Helm seems all right. Main stat speed, you can't go wrong. Like, that's super useful. I don't think the effect is insane. Probably not, but I mean, main stat speed is fantastic. So the mythicals are really good, but you're just not getting a good shot at the mythicals, right? To get a full mythical craft, you'd have to get ridiculously lucky with the chests. So my take on this deck of Fate is that it's pretty bad. In my opinion, skip if you can. So yeah, it's going to depend on one of these. It really depends on how this works out, doesn't it? Either it's going to be 100 Titan points, you can maybe skip it, or 116, you could skip it. But I think these rewards are pretty shit. I'll be honest, I think they're kind of rubbish, just not very useful whatsoever. Yeah, I just don't think they're that useful. Like, and here's the thing, I think that for they're time limited, sure. Like this, like I said, it's a good relic. But, you know, is it that much better than, I don't know, than an Essence Quencher? Like, it's probably a bit better, but does it really matter? Does it really matter? Probably not. This one is, again, it's good, but is it really that much better than an Inferno Sphere? It's clearly better, right? It has speed as the secondary stat. It's got more gem sockets. You know, it's certainly better than an Inferno Sphere, but does it really matter? Probably not. So yeah, sort of my take on it. I'm not too impressed with this deck of Fate. I think the deck of Fates that give gear are generally hated, but they're actually really, really, really good. Extremely good. Deck of Fates can give a guaranteed champion. That's obviously excellent. They're expensive, but it's obviously excellent. Gear ones are great. This one is kind of rough. Now, obviously, you don't have to max it out. You can do just a little bit, which is fine, you know. If you want to summon some soul stones for a bit of fun, sure. You'll pick up some random bits, but they're probably not going to be particularly useful, to be honest. I mean, you might get some legendary crafting bits. It's okay. Nothing special, but it's okay. So that's my thought on that. So putting it all together, yeah, seems like, you know, it's a cool Prism event for people who are into Prism events. I'm going to grab my free one and pray, as always. Never works. Actually, it's worked once. I did get Tetsuya from my free one, which was nice before. But yeah, so it will pay off eventually, but most likely it obviously won't. But hey, we'll see the Prism event when it goes live tomorrow. The deck of Fate, we'll do a breakdown when it goes live, but I think it's pretty bad. I just feel like the relic deck of Fates are pretty rubbish. Like, they're worth doing if you're a massive spender. Why the heck not? But, you know, for most players, they're pretty bad. They're pretty bad. And like I said, I would expect plenty more big soul events in the next couple of months. So, I mean, I've got a great stockpile of mortals, and I've got about 60 immortals, and I've got 170 mortals. Like, I'm in a great spot. I've got like 11 eternals. Like, I'm in a good spot. But I'm probably gonna wait for like Plarium's anniversary in March, the new faction in March. Potentially, you could have soul stones or whatever. Potentially tie into some of the guaranteed events for the assassins. Yeah, that's my thoughts on this. My initial impression, I think, is pretty. I mean, okay, bearing in mind, I just fucked this up, so you know, I'm clearly tired. I might be an idiot, genuinely. That was pretty fucking stupid, but yeah, my impression is that this to me looks bad, and I would probably skip this, and I'd probably rather do a summon event at the weekend. I mean, I guess that's the thing as well. If you're looking to skip the weekend summon event, how long is this thing up for? It's up for 96 hours. We might have info. You can certainly wait to the end of this deck of Fate to summon your soul stones. No rush. You got 96 hours. We might get info on the summon event coming at the weekend before this deck of Fate ends. And that could really help you sway go. Actually, yeah, I do fancy doing the summon event instead. But perhaps you've got a Titan point goal, and you might want to skip the summon event and do this instead to get your Titan points. That's maybe the only thing. But yeah, for me, probably skip. I have to actually look at the Titan event. I don't even know. I might have missed some along the way. I don't really know. I'm obviously doing well. My goal is to finish it, because why not? For me, I might as well, right? But yeah, so we'll see. Guys, thanks for watching. Sorry if I'm a little all over the place. Let's celebrate it with a victory. Woo! We did it. All right. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.